You know what I'm talking about. The battle, the fight. It can be relentless, scary, confusing. Entrepreneurship is hard, whether it's facing challenges from all directions or anticipating an upcoming season of struggle. It is crucial to prepare and equip ourselves for the journey ahead. And you know this, when you set a big goal, you know you're in for a battle. Because anything that is worth having will have a string of days, months, or for some, and I've been there, even years, where every step you take is like pressing forward through resistance. And what I have learned is as soon as that vision is birthed inside of me, and I commit myself to tackling that mountain, the fight is coming. How can you and I anticipate that we're going to be traveling through a valley that includes storms so that we can prepare for those storms? Because to win the battle, you're going to need resilience. You're going to need flexibility in your strategy to pivot, to shift, and to change. You're going to have to maybe refine your goals and expectations. And today on the podcast, I want to share 6 battle scars with you. 6 big ideas or principles that I've learned from my experience in the battlefield that I trust will help you prepare for your own battle as you propel yourself to take higher ground in your life and in your business. My name is Sasha, and this is Entrepreneur Insight. And so I want to dive right into it with number 1, counting the cost. Take time to absorb the consequences of your vision. Oftentimes, our vision is a picture of future success. We see the light at the end of the tunnel, but we never really spend time, dedicated time, focusing on the darkness of that tunnel until we see the light. The Bible in Luke 14, Jesus talks about this, and he says to his disciples, "Which of you, desiring to build a tower, does not first sit down and count the cost, whether he has enough to complete it?" And it's not just about money. What we're talking about here is, do you have enough grit, fortitude? Do you have enough patience, discipline? Do you have enough joy? Overcome the giants and the obstacles that will stand in your way. Because once you get into the arena, once you get into that ring, that price is going to be demanded and taken from you. Make no mistake, like a king contemplating taking over a new territory, we must also assess whether we can bear the losses and sacrifices that come with it. And failing to count the cost beforehand will lead to unexpected challenges and setbacks that will stop you in your tracks and put you on your ass. And by setting realistic expectations and girding ourselves with mental and emotional armor, we prepare ourselves for the demanding road that we must walk on. And it is essential to acknowledge that pursuing significant goals, objectives that are bigger than you, that big, hairy, audacious goal, will be dependent on your capacity to withstand that resistance. Number 2, preparation and expectations. While the battlefield of growth is a journey, we're not talking about what we should pack in our bag. What we are talking about is expectations, setting the right expectations. And that includes understanding that our journey might be more difficult, more painful, more time-consuming, and more demanding than we anticipate. And that enables us to kind of brace ourselves for the challenges, right? And as a boxer, right, the best way to block a punch is to anticipate that it's coming. In the same way, the best way to prepare tactically, right, to set the right expectations, is to anticipate them. And, that includes just really knowing that this is going to probably cost me more than I think it will. It might take twice as long as I think it will. It can be twice as difficult as I think it will. And we have to write these things down. And that's why journaling, again, is so important, because you can actually revisit it, right? And where we ultimately get to is, am I willing? Am I prepared? If that happens, can I sustain that pain? And if so, am I willing to see it through? My friends, by preparing mentally for the difficulties, right, that we will encounter, best case scenario, you are over-delivering by exceeding your expectations. Number 3, embracing challenges and letting go. I love this quote by Mike Tyson. Everybody has a plan until they get punched in the mouth, right? Navigating battles requires resilience and the ability to endure hardships. This can also include socially, right? With your employees, people may quit or abandon us along the way. Or you may realize that you don't have the right people in the building to get you to the vision. We must stay focused on our goals. We must be clear and lead clearly and surround ourselves with individuals who are sitting in the right seats. And you got to know that the people that you start with might not be the people that you end with. And that's emotionally difficult and a battle in and of itself. Hey, real quick, thank you for listening. Can I tell you how much joy it brings me to be able to publish this content? And if you find it helpful, follow me on Instagram. You can find me at Sasha Derav. Really short and really sweet, but every day or every other day, I publish insights that I've learned as an entrepreneur. My wins, my scars around leadership, business, growth. I promise you it will be thoughtful and relevant. I'd love to have you over there. The link is in the show notes. Give me a follow and say hi when you do. I'd love to connect. Now back to the show. Going to number 3, taking responsibility and being assertive. Entrepreneurs are rarely taken out by knockout blows to the head, but rather by continuous smaller setbacks, right? We don't get rocked in the head. We get bruised to the body. And it's like getting trapped in the weeds, right? Losing our vision, burning out. To avoid being overwhelmed by these hits to the body, we have to exercise assertiveness to take responsibility for our circumstances and avoiding getting caught up in the trivial stuff. What does being assertive mean? Let me start here. If you are the CEO, if you are the guy in charge, the owner, the leader, there is not a thing in your business that wasn't created by you or allowed by you. And that's something that I have finally come to accept, and it's something that you've got to accept right now. Be careful when you find yourself becoming defensive, leaving no room to absorb input, knowledge, or wisdom. Because when you're stuck in the weeds or in the areas and work that you hate to do, yet you blame everyone else, bad leadership, trust me, it's not where you want to be. And it's on you. What has happened is that you or I have not organized our companies correctly. And you have to listen to that pain. Being assertive is knowing that you've got pain, and once you do, you can finally do something about it. When you are hiring around your weakness with people who can actually teach you about those weaknesses, and you are managing to your strengths the things that actually differentiate you, We have to understand that anybody that we follow that are mentors to us, that inspire us, they do so because they are operating in their strengths. We learn from their strength. And the same is for you and me. You and I have to get to that 30,000 square foot view because only there can you understand where you are, why it's taking you so long to get there. And it allows you to have the clarity to devise a path to do something about it. Progress lies in finding the balance between patience and assertiveness. While planning and strategizing are crucial, it is equally important to take bold and decisive action when it comes to these things. Speed and agility. These are assets of any thriving business. A mentor of mine, James Orsini, says this, and it really resonates with me. Fail fast, fix fast, and learn fast. And a lot of times, we fail fast, we fix slow, and we learn slow. Number 4, celebrating victories and cultivating enthusiasm. This is something that I've always struggled with. Perfectionism, hear me. Trying to be perfect will steal this from you. And acknowledging and celebrating even the smallest wins along the way. Let me tell you, this is vital for sustained progress. Celebrate little wins. Celebrate little wins because little wins turn into big wins and big wins turn into big momentum. And we struggle with little wins because we are falsely entitled, because we believe we should be further along than we are, or it shouldn't be this hard. Hear me. Our biggest enemy when we're in the trenches is entitlement. Entitlement. Because entitlement will breed impatience. Entitlement will breed impatience with your progress. And that is where we lose our vision. And that is how we burn out. Optimism, on the other hand, enthusiasm is the key that unlocks opportunity. Optimism and opportunity go hand in hand. One opens the door for the other. Your power comes from enthusiasm, not your circumstance. And if you don't have optimism or enthusiasm, you cannot see forward. Again, I speak from experience. These are scars that I'm sharing with you. When I'm most down, confused, insecure, it means that I've lost my enthusiasm what I'm building, what we're building. And if you know you're going to get snake eyes every time you roll the dice, you're going to keep rolling until you get there. When we lose enthusiasm, we lose resiliency. When we lose resiliency, we're taken out of the game. Plain and simple. And through all of it, it's the vision that keeps us going. Protect your vision. Protect it. What you've set out to build is most times never too hard. It's just that we lose the vision we need to get to the other side. Vision gives us hope, strengthens our resilience and ability to overcome challenges. Get back to the journal and write it down. Write it on your wall. Put it on your monitor. See it. Read it. Memorize it every day. You got to know when to fight and when to rest. It's one thing I've learned. You've got to just say no to the war and find time to relax. To get back to what really matters, health, family, friends. And the more you feel like you don't have time to do that, the more you need it. Grab a movie, go for a walk with the wife, play with your kids. Know what you're fighting for. Remind yourself what you're fighting for. quality moments with loved ones is essential to staying in the game and in the battle. And finally, at the end of it all, what is achievement? What is achievement? It's a game. Money, the size of your business, it's all a game. I'll tell you what's not a game. Your family, your health, serving God, how you impact others, your legacy, your value to the world, to the people in your life. Be careful if the pains in your business, if the malpractice of your organization is forcing you to prioritize the wrong things over the right ones. If you do, you turn the whole essence of your life, the elements of your life, the things that your life on earth will be judged by, you turn them into the game. And there's a difference between the things that are priceless and the things that are important. By all costs, if you find yourself living in your weakness, you have to make radical change. Bottom line, make the tough decisions to reorganize your company so that you can thrive. And I have to remind myself every day, and I remind you, that while achievements and material wealth may be part of the game, they must never be more valuable than that thing or things or people in your life who are priceless. Fight the good fight. Keep your vision in front of you. Be resilient and prioritize what truly matters. I hope this was helpful, and God bless you. Talk to you soon.